I've been trying to get this guy on my show for a while. Anthony Ramos, Boricua from the Bronx, representando a los latinos como debe ser. Anthony, how you doing, man? Welcome.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Where you sound from the Bronx?
That's what they told me, no? Boricua from
Nah,
the
I'm from
Bronx?
Brooklyn, man. Boricua from Brooklyn, brother, from Bushwick.
See what I'm saying? You got to be careful when you confuse New Yorkers from the wrong side of town. You guys get upset
Nah,
when
it's
you
all right
push your.
though. Shout out to the boy down though. Mad love for the BX though, mad love for the BX. But I just wanted to clear it up for the people. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. There you go. There you go. So you're 29 years old. No pressure at all. Lin-Manuel Miranda says, this is my dude. This guy's going to be a huge star. No pressure. How'd you feel at that
Yo,
moment?
it was crazy. I mean, what was wild was when he saw me what was crazy was when he hit me. Rather, he put up a tweet on Twitter like way back in the day, and it wasn't way back in the day. It was probably like 2 years ago. But he saw me perform Usnavi for this production I was doing of In the Heights, right? His first musical uh, at the Kennedy Center, and he wrote this whole like tweet, and it was basically like imagine, and I'm paraphrasing it right now. I can't remember exactly, but it was like imagine you get tap shoes and you tap your whole life, and and all of a sudden, right, you get to a certain age where you're done. You put the shoes back in the box when you bought them. You put them up in the closet upstairs in a room, and you leave them there. And years later, you're like down. Years later, you have a family, and you're downstairs, and you hear like noises coming from upstairs. And you hear tapping coming from upstairs. All of a sudden, you open the door, and you see that it was your kid has opened the box that you put in the closet, put your shoes on, and is was tapping. And in that moment, you realize that the shoes, and that he's tapping better. He's tapping more beautifully than you could ever imagine. And you realize in that moment that the shoes were never meant for you; they were always meant for him. And he said that's what it feels like watching Anthony Ramos play Usnavi. And that for me, that was like the craziest moment I had as far as like realizing what Lynn had trusted me with, um, and or rather now looking back on it, that for me is probably like one of the craziest moments for me where I was like, man, like big ups to my man for trusting me with this role that means so much to him, um, and for saying those words and for encouraging me the way he always has. So yeah, I mean, yeah, and I would say no pressure because he never put pressure on me.
Now, is this something you always wanted to do as a kid, sing and act?
You know, as a kid, I loved singing. Singing was always my thing first. And I used to record. We had a Dell computer in my aunt's house. And in ninth grade, like I had it first of all, in eighth grade, I had a group. I was a part of a group called the Halsey Trio. It was me and two other friends, Khalif and Lennox, and we used to sing Temptation songs at every assembly. And one Temptation song at every assembly. And then fast forward, high school comes, and ninth grade, I started writing songs with one of my cousins. He was like rapping, and then my aunt's boyfriend's son time was rapping. So I was like, yo, I want to write hooks on you guys' songs. So we used to have this Dell computer, and we had the Windows Media Player, and what we used to do was we used to burn beats off of the internet. So we take beats from whatever website, throw them onto the Windows Media Player, and then we would have the voice record app on on the computer. So what we would do, we'd have all these windows up. So we'd burn the beat, put it into drag it into the Windows Media Player, get the voice memo app ready, and then we had this little mic that was like the cord was like the smallest thing you could ever imagine, and that cord barely extended from the back of the computer to the front. So we had to lean over, and the mic was about this big. Honestly, I kid you not, the mic was like about that big. Um, Mad small and like this thick, and you had to sing into the mic like this, and we had to do every song. So what we would do, we press the play on the voice memo app, switch over, voice recorder app, switch over, then go to the Windows Media Player, press play, and the beat would start, and then we have to record the song in one take.
Right, because there wasn't
Every
like I can find a spot and I messed up that word and I just want to record that one.
right,
No, it was like
we
from
could Yeah, we couldn't cut it. So, I was doing that for a couple years, and now we were just doing that for fun, staying up mad late. My aunt yelling at us because we were up too late doing that. And then, and then in high school, I was like, man, I haven't sang in a minute. I was playing baseball in school. I played baseball my whole, throughout my entire time in high school. And I was gonna go to college to play ball, but I was like, man, I haven't sang in a minute. So I hear an announcement on the loudspeaker: come audition for this thing called Sing. I didn't know what Sing was. I was like, what is this? I thought it was a talent show. And I was like, yeah, I haven't sang in a minute. Obviously, if it's called Sing, that means you probably sing to get in. So I didn't realize that it was a musical competition between the 9th through 12th graders that basically like the audience would pick the winner after 2 days. They each grade would, perform a 45-minute musical and then they pick a winner. We didn't have enough participants. First of all, I got in. I couldn't believe I got in. I sang a song, and then they're like, "Can you read the sides, the lines?" And I was like, "I can't do that." She's like, director Sarah Steinweiss. She's like, "Try." All right, bet. Read the lines. They give me a lead part in the show. I was like, "Oh."
Guess you did pretty good.
It was great, but they give me this lead part of Zeus. So this musical was written by the students, and I never forget the feeling when I got on stage. I was wearing this like cardboard Burger King like crown. You know what I'm saying? With like this blanket that was supposed to be like this royal cloak or whatever.
Do you remember what?
And I sang this song called Baby It's You I Love. That was a
Come on.
rendition of Baby It's Cold Outside. I can't remember the words though. It was like, baby, it's you I love. And she's da 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 da. But Hera, it's you I love. Something like that.
Okay.
But it was like Zeus and Hera, his the queen. And I'm singing this song to her on stage. And I was just like, yo, it was like, yo, I never thought I would feel passionate about anything else besides playing baseball. And in that moment, it was almost scary because it was so uncomfortably comfortable. And it almost felt like damn, like this is where I was supposed to be this whole time.
You felt like that was your calling, not baseball,
like
but
in that
music.
moment, it was crazy,
Okay.
yo. It was crazy. I quit like the year after. I quit my I walked off the field. Not my high school team, but like I was playing outside baseball for a team, in the summertime, and it was like, you play in the summer to keep keep in shape and to keep up for the school year. But like after I graduated, I was just like, I was like, I'm out, and I never came back.
What was the main feeling that really said, okay, this is what made you feel so at that moment, what you should be doing? Was it the singing part? Was it being on stage in front of the people?
It was both. I mean, it was that feeling of like I was on stage in front of these people and they clap, like just the energy of being in front of an audience, the energy of me getting up there and singing and expressing myself in that way. And and also bringing a character to life. It was like all my favorite things that I didn't know were all my favorite things were coming together at once and smacking me mad hard in the face. Like, yo, my man, if you don't understand that this is where you're supposed to be, then I don't know I don't know when you're ever gonna understand that. And it was so wild to feel that rush. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm singing this song, I'm acting this part, like I'm bringing this character to life as best as I can, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and like that's what drew me to, and that was musical theater. That was the first thing and that was the thing that I was like, all right, I guess I got to go to college for this, I guess. But oddly enough, what was crazy was I still wanted to play baseball, so I was trying to figure out how to do both. But the short version of a very long story was I I um I was gonna go to school to play baseball. All my applications get withdrawn from every single school I applied to, because I didn't get the financial aid forms in time. We were going through a lot in at home at the time, and I couldn't get the forms in time, and then all my applications get withdrawn. Had no college to go to. I was thinking about going to the Navy. I didn't know what I wanted to do,
You're like
and
at the roads of your future, of your life right
it
there.
was it was crazy. Like the only crossroads, and like this teacher who I actually just got off the phone with like an hour ago, Sarah Steinway. She was like, "Yo," she was like, "I want you to audition for this one school called AMDA, and we're gonna go." And she like paid for the application. She helped me with the essays. I was like, I wanted to give up, and I was like mad emotional one night, and I was like, "Yo, forget this. I can't do this. I just wanted to give up." And one of my best friends from high school calls and is like, "I don't know what to say to Aunt. Can you talk to him?" She gets on the phone because I was with him at the time. She's like, "Yo, come right now. Come meet me. We're gonna finish these essays, and I'm gonna send this application out." She sat me down at a table. We wrote the essays. We finished them. She paid the $50 for the application that I didn't have the money for. Sent it off. I get into the school. She helped me with the audition material. I get into the school. I can't afford it. She gives my name to the Jerry Seinfeld Scholarship Foundation at the time. He had the scholarship foundation at the time. And she tells him, "Yo, you got to meet this kid." They're like, his grades are low. She's like, "Yo, I know, but can you meet him?"
How
And
bad were you?
I mean, I had a solid C, bro.
Yeah.
If
All
that.
right.
Like my
You,
joint.
at least you were passing. You were passing.
Yeah, right. It wasn't scholarship material, though. Let me tell you right now.
You were passing, bro. You were passing.
Yeah, and I sit across from this woman named Kate, who I also spoke to today. And Kate, I told her my story, man. I'm like, "Yo, look, man, this was my life. This is what I've been through, But I say, my grades are not a reflection of who I am, man. I just need somebody to give me a chance." And
Of course.
I left, and the school's calling me for a loan. I asked them to give me one more day. I don't know what it was. I mean, it had to be from God, really. I told them to give me one more day, and then 2 hours later, they called me and they like, "Yo," they called me and they like, my girl showed me a painting that she just did.
Let me see it. Let me. You paint.
Show them the painting. Show them the painting. I'm on an interview right now. Here, show them the painting.
It's terrible.
I be the judge of it. You can't judge your own artwork.
He said, "Don't judge your own artwork."
It
It came from the heart, but
Look
yeah,
like a
basically,
speaker, or like a
I think
box.
it was a cassette, maybe, or a speaker or something like that. I'm gonna go find out for sure in a second.
All right, all right. I like the color.
But yeah, and but yeah, that was it, man. And she met me, and 2 hours later, I get a call. After the school called me, and I told them to give me another day, and they're basically like, "Yo, we don't give this scholarship out to people with your grades, but we want to pay for your school for all 4 years." And that was and my life changed right there, man. And that was sort of that was the moment for me where it clicked. Like, yo, like if you didn't know that this is what you're supposed to do with your life, now you know. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that could happen to you that could prove it more. I mean, I don't know what else. This is me talking to myself. Like, I don't know what else life, can bring you to show you that this is your path. And I got to school, man, and I just worked my tail off. I was working mad hard. Um,
You know,
and yeah,
it's a beautiful story. And what would you tell people? Because a lot of people find themselves in your shoes, or young people trying to find themselves. What career paths they want to take. They have an idea, or they have a dream, something they want to accomplish, and then all of a sudden, life changes. In a moment's time, and its life is really full of so many different opportunities. So, what would you tell people that are coming up? That you inspire so many different people. And that, again, thanks for sharing that story. It's beautiful on how things can change and so fast.
yeah. I mean, I just want to tell people to keep going. Like, the hardest thing sometimes in life is just get up, to get off the bed. How many people like to sleep in?
I do.
How many, right? How many, you have to tell yourself to get up every single day, to show up
Yeah.
to work, to show up to your show. Like, ain't nobody gonna do your show for you.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to get up and do it. They're expecting you to be there, right? Like, and I think it's like half of the battle is showing up. I can't tell you how many jobs I didn't get. I can name all the jobs I've gotten in my life. I couldn't tell you how many jobs I didn't get. But I think the biggest thing for me was getting up and doing it. And just keep going.
I'm curious. Was Anthony Ramos ever fired from a job?
To have me get fired. I got laid off, but the whole cast got laid off. I never got fired like individually, but I did. We all show got canceled. 77 cast members. It was 77 of us, and we were all dependent on that job for us to eat that year,
Yeah.
And but what was crazy is, you want to talk about getting up and continuing to keep going, is that I didn't put all my eggs in that basket, you know what I'm saying? Thankfully, thank God. But I was still like, it's like, yeah, when we get something, we continue to keep going and plan. Like, yo, I was still doing auditions. And that morning I had my final audition for Hamilton's mixtape. And I was kind of doing that on the low. I didn't know how the schedule was even going to work out. Because at the time Hamilton was in development at the time, and they were just, they were going to do it the same at the same time that this show was happening, that I was supposed to be doing the show. So theoretically, the schedule would have never worked out. Would have never worked out for me if I had tried to do both. And I got laid off from that show, and I had my final audition for Hamilton, and that came from an audition for some other musical that I wasn't even right for. I just was auditioning, going to an open audition for a musical that I wasn't even right for. I didn't know anything about it. I was just like, nobody seen me in New York in a minute, because I was out on a cruise ship living my whole life, and I did the cruise ship thing, and I performed on there for 7.5 months, and I came back to the city like, damn, I gotta get out there.
Was that a good
And
school?
what's
Cruise
that?
ship, entertaining on cruise ships. That was a good school.
That was a great school. I mean, all of it was school for me. Even the auditions, every single audition I've done, has added up to this multitude of auditions that have created this great school for me. You know what I'm saying? Like learning how to be rejected is a lesson in it itself. Learning how to take that, learning how to feel that. Not everybody's gonna like my music. Not everybody's gonna like the movies I'm in. Not everybody's gonna like, the that picture I take, or that, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody's gonna like the thing you said on that interview, right? But it's like learning how to be rejected and be okay still with yourself.
Do you remember the first time you felt rejection as a kid?
Wow, as a kid, I mean, if I'm a keep it real, being rejected, I've been, when my father, every time my father left, um, you know, I mean, I remember one time in first grade, yo, I bought this girl. I was so tight, man. For Valentine's Day, I think it was first or second grade. I bought this girl. Uh, what did I get her? I got her like these candies, or it was like a teddy bear. I can't remember what. My mother helped me buy for her and everything. And I walk in the hallway and I see the teddy bear and the candy on the floor. After I had just given it to her like the period before.
Like
I'm
left
like,
the
yo, what is this? And they were like, yeah, she just threw it on the floor. This girl, she just had given it to someone and they threw it all over the hallway or whatever. And I was like, moments like that can get you upset and get you jaded.
I'd say.
But but um but every life ended up okay. But
I think.
but
Okay.
yeah, but I mean, I've been rejected so many times. I mean, I remember even auditioning for so many auditions I've had. Like even when I auditioned for In the Heights the first time for Lynn's show back when I was 19 and I didn't get it. I was hurt, man. I was hurt. Like um, you know, yeah. I mean, but like personally in my life, first times, like it usually happens with family, and like the biggest thing for me was it was and I'm grateful my father's around now, but back when I was a kid, it was hard not having him, accepting the fact that and feeling rejected. Essentially, it was like I felt rejected. Like, why isn't he here? Why is it like I don't understand, you know? And I was so young, and I couldn't have empathy towards him, and I think that in turn, um, anybody, you know, would be angry. But I know I was. I don't know about anybody, but I know I was for a long time, and it's taken me a long time to be okay with that and be okay with that those feelings of rejection as a kid, and just understanding that like I'm an adult now and I'm able to kind of write my own path, and I can feel empathy towards him, and empathy towards my young self too. Like it's all right that you felt that way. Sometimes we beat ourselves up for feeling for again, the little kid me felt sad about that. Well, I shouldn't have felt that way. It's so funny how sometimes we say tell ourselves how we shouldn't feel, and in turn we ignore how we actually feel or felt in that moment, you know. But I don't know. That's way more philosophical than you probably asked for. But
No, no, I am enjoying
yeah,
this. I'm enjoying this. Listen, let's talk about in the Heights here for a minute. So the movie is going to be out in June 11th. The movie's coming out. I'm happy that my homegirl Leslie Grace is in there. I was really happy to see her there. The
yo,
story
wait, y'all not ready, man.
is,
Leslie, bro.
see, I don't know her as I know her as a musician, you know, and as an awesome Latina, but I don't know. I haven't seen her as an actress. How did she do? She gonna surprise us?
Ready.
We're not
She's
ready.
Yo, Leslie is a shining star in this movie. When I tell you Leslie Grace, people ain't ready. People are not ready for the heat that and the purity and just the star power and just for the her performance is so beautiful, man. It's so beautiful. And I texted immediately after the first time I saw it. I said, yo, you don't understand. You don't understand how amazing you are. I mean, you probably do, but just in case you don't, I was like, as your brother, as your homie, I just wanted to let you know how amazing you are. So, In the Heights will come out in conjunction with its release on HBO Max, and God willing, I keep encouraging people to go see it in the theaters because I don't think your I don't think your first experience seeing In the Heights should be on a TV. And I keep saying that to everyone I speak to. I'm like, please do not make your first experience seeing In the Heights on your television.
Now, do you feel the
Go to
same?
the theater.
You feel that same way about Hamilton? I've seen Hamilton in theater on Broadway, and I've seen it also on Disney Plus, right? But it's a different experience. Beautiful, just it's beautiful. Not as powerful, maybe.
Yeah, nah. I mean, the thing about it is, the thing about it is like in that context, right? So what I mean by people going to see it in the theater is like see In the Heights in the movie theater safely if you can. I mean the stage musical. I don't know when that's gonna. Who knows when that's gonna come back? Who know? You know. But as far as Hamilton is concerned, um, I I think if you could see it right now on Disney Plus, then I would say see it that way because the way Tommy Cale shot it was so beautiful and he captured things that I didn't even see. I did over 600 performances of that show, and there's stuff that I saw on that in the movie that I was like, yo, I was like, yo, I've never seen that before. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Like the different angles. Like I never saw it from that angle.
Yo, facial expressions. I'm talking choices that actors made, like and because it's different when you can when they shot it with 10 cameras. It was 10 cameras they shot that with. There was three behind us, then there was like two steady cams, and I mean it was crazy. There was two cameras on the dolly, like it was bugged out. And I just it was dope uh to see the show from that angle. So I do encourage people actually, yo, see it, the movie. And then you can see the show, you see the show. But for now, I tell people, the theater ain't open, right? So I do encourage people to see it on there. But as far as In the Heights is concerned, I think, I want to encourage everyone that to go see that for the first time in a movie theater before you watch it on your TV. Go see the movies safely, and then turn it on. Then turn it on TV.
Listen, I love seeing you in it was cool in A Star Is Born. I was looking at Lady Gaga the whole time, right? And Bradley Cooper, but then they said, no, Anthony was in the movie. I was like, really? I had to go back and actually watch and see you there. You're like, yeah, that is Anthony. He's in the movie. That was cool seeing you there. But I really enjoyed seeing you in Honest Thief with Liam Neeson. I think that was so cool. You were Special Agent Raymond Hall.
Yeah.
Cool. All types of twists in that movie. There was things I was not expecting there, and I was really pissed off when they killed you.
Yeah, I mean, somebody
I'm
had
still
to
pissed
die.
off.
I'm glad you were upset for
I'm
me.
pissed when they killed you in that movie.
Yeah, it's yeah, it was yeah, that was fun. That came out of nowhere, and I was also grateful that I was able to have like a song in the end credits, like like that was huge for me too. I was just like, it's like all these worlds collide for me. with the music and the acting, which is like essentially the goal and the dream, like is to have them all just keep merging and doing this intertwining, intersecting thing. And that movie was dope, man. It was fun, Liam is an incredible actor. He's one of my favorites, man. So that was the biggest reason why I took that movie. I was just like, man, I get to, I get to fight Liam Neeson, and like that was the one thing I was looking forward to more than anything.
That is pretty cool. Not everybody can say that,
Yeah, crazy.
Who won that fight? I can't remember.
No, he whooped my ass, bro. Yeah, nah, come on, chill,
Listen, your music is awesome too. Your new single is Say Less, but I like Stop.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
I can't remember the
man.
word stop. Stop.
Yeah.
The whole vibe, the flow of that song, it's really, really cool. But let's talk about your new song, Say Less. So the video's out now. Is really cool. It's with your in the Heights co-star también Melissa Barrera. It's a very nice song.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was a little nod to what we all got going on, here. And Say Less came from, Say Less was, Stop. All these other songs I have written, have been, I think, a little lighter and obviously more pop leaning, and I just wanted to tap into my R&B roots a little bit too, man. R&B has been a big part of my life, and it's still very much a pop song, but I wanted to kind of put in some of these more rhythmic R&B melodies, what I'm saying, especially in the vocal, and experiment with sounds, what I'm saying, and just kind of like, do something that I haven't, sort of tap into this little area of musicality that I haven't tapped into yet, and in the video I wanted it to be dark, and this whole album is just going to be a little darker anyway. And I'm so excited, man. I'm really like, finally, like the album's coming together and we putting it out this summer. So
when you describe it, it's dark. Why dark? And why dark?
I think
In what sense?
I think it was kind of just where I was leaning. I was just writing all these songs about like, I was I would get in with I was writing with the same crew for a while, and this past year, and it was just dope that we were experimenting with like the dark parts of us, right? The things that people don't necessarily want to talk about, or things that feel like scandalous, or things that feel like, what I'm saying, like, we write in lyrics like, we even say Less, for example, right? I use that because there's so many songs I want to talk about right now, but they're not out and I can't talk about them, right? It's like, but Say Less, for example, was like, I know you mad at me because lately I ain't pull up to your city in a while, but you pressing me with questions 92 you because I'm going to make it right. Red lights, I'm running through, I'm rushing to get to you. Let's make up for lost time tonight. Let's make it worth your time. You had enough of the distance, so I came. I got what you need to numb the pain. I know what you want, babe. Just say less. Baby, I'm calling now. I'm at your door. Open it, pull me in, do what you want. Put it down like you never did before. Show me how you never needed me more. Still, I remember how you like it rough. Dig your nails, say it's not enough. Oh, I love how you do it slow, like you never want to let it go. That's what I mean by dark. The things we do in the night. The shit we do after 8 or 9, 10 o'clock.
In the shadow.
That's what I'm saying. That's what this album is about. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to explore this character and explore this vibe where every song just felt like that's the song you want to hear in the club that when God willing, when they open back. I mean, they open in some places, when they open up, all everywhere. That's the song you want to hear at 12, or this is the song you want to make love to. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by darker.
That's what's up. Anthony Ramos' music is free on the iHeartRadio app. You can hear all of his music there, and we're very excited about your new music that's coming. Anthony, I got to ask, I need your opinion. Who's in Calvin Klein's? Anthony Ramos or Justin Bieber?
You said who's what?
Who looks sexier in Calvin Klein's? Anthony Ramos or Justin Bieber?
I'm never gonna say. I mean, would never. So I can't knock the Biebs, man. He's the man, bro. I gotta give it to the Biebs. I'm just trying to be like him.
Listen, I show my mom.
First.
I showed my mom my picture of you in underwear, and she's like, este tipo está duro. Este tipo está duro. So,
Tipo tá duro. Thank you, Ma. So I said thank you. I appreciate that.
she stepped away, but I'll make sure. I'll make sure I tell her.
Word
Listen,
up.
congrats on the Calvin Klein campaign that you're doing. You speak in one of the videos. I found it very interesting about vulnerability.
Yeah.
What would you say? When is Anthony Ramos the most vulnerable, or how or when do you ever feel vulnerable? And is that good or bad?
Um, Honestly, the most vulnerable is probably like in the studio. You know, I don't. I think that's the place where I feel the most free. To be honest, you know, I mean at home too. I feel in my own home, but uh, but it's just like it's just me. You know, me and my girl and the dogs. You know, but I think the place where I feel the most vulnerable honestly has to be in the studio, man. Like, cause I just feel like I can be whoever I want to be, however I want to be that person, and I could shape shift and turn into whatever character I want to be, and nobody's judging me for it. Nobody's looking at me uh, with any opinions. But how can we turn that character he came in today with? How can we turn that guy? How can we turn that into a song? And you know, so it's gotta be there, man. To be honest.
All right. Before I let you go, to be honest and vulnerable right now, I want to shoot something out here. You follow along and you tell me. I don't know if it's going to work out. It's either going to be really, really good or really, really shitty. I'm not sure. But I'll give you a hint. All right. So, I'm a fan. I already told you that.
Yeah,
I may not live
yeah.
our glory.
Sing it. Sing
Oh,
it,
I
brother.
want you with me, but I will gladly join the fight.
Join the fight.
And when our
When our
children,
children tell our story,
they'll tell the
they'll
story.
tell the story of tonight.
Let's have another round tonight.
That's my joint. Wow.
Your part. Raise a glass. No. Your part is yeah. Raise a glass to
Yeah,
freedom.
raise a glass to freedom. Something they can never take away. No matter what they tell you. Yeah, bro.
Raise a
Come
glass
on,
to
man.
four of
He
us.
brought it back. I haven't sang this in years.
Us telling the
Telling
story.
the story of tonight.
They'll tell the
The
story of.
story of
Uh,
tonight. I don't know if we're in unison right now. It's probably latency, but
yeah, this pandemic thing and the delay, it drives us crazy. But that's my go-to song now. Whenever I've had a couple drinks and I'm doing my karaoke on the weekends by myself. Anthony,
that's
thank
a
you for.
good one.
I really enjoyed talking to you. I wish all so much more success to you. You represent La Cultura in such a big and correct way. We're very proud of you. What is your girl cooking? I hear all these pots and pans.
Nah, that's her mom's right now throwing down. Her mom's throwing down. They getting, they get. We in. We're hanging out with her family right now, so we just, everybody's doing their own thing, playing music downstairs and stuff. So I was like, you
That's
know
what's
what?
up. Well, thanks for taking time. Thanks for taking time.
Hey,
It's a
Enrique, thank you, man. Thanks for having me on your show, man.
bet. All the best to you, brother. Much more success. Anthony
All
Ramos, por fin, coño, I have him on my show. Take care,
right,
brother.
brother.
Peace,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank
Later.
you.